I'm Jim Edwards. I made my first game in 1979, and I've been in the industry on and off pretty much ever since. I've worked for all of the major game companies. I've worked for, with a couple of exceptions, I've worked for Sierra, Microsoft, EA, a lot of independent studios. I also did work for companies that did work for Department of Defense, CIA, doing game-based learning for their needs. And I came to India 3.5 years ago, figuring that I was going to work here for a year, enjoy India, and go home. And 3.5 years later, I'm still here. So I decided I wanted to start my own game company here. But one of the things that we find really difficult, and this is the other companies that I worked at as well, is finding really talented people with a passion for games and the ability for making games. The problem was that if the people had the passion, there really wasn't many places for them to go to learn how to properly develop games. And because there weren't very many people to teach how to properly make games, because if you could do it, you were making games, there weren't a lot of people available to fill schools and things like that. So about a year ago, Ramesh Surya and I got the idea of doing a school and a studio side by side. The studio would work on games and provide an ability for students to see how game development actually works, what the lifestyle is like, what all is involved in actually making a game, while at the same time the school would be designed around what I actually need students to be able to know, and I would then be able to have people coming out of a school that I can trust and that I can hire. And I know that if I want to hire them, everybody else is going to want to hire them as well. And so it really works in partnership. As students come through, my company can grow because I can hire people who I know can do the job. And as my company grows, the reputation of the game school also grows, and it becomes a really nice symbiotic arrangement where we both benefit from helping each other out. On top of that, I really have a strong belief in India as a gaming country because, to be honest, I'm tired of dragons, I'm tired of ninjas, I'm tired of knights in shining armor, but what I haven't seen is I haven't seen Rakshas, I haven't seen the Mahabharata, I haven't seen the Ramayana. There's so much that India has to offer for making brilliant games that haven't been touched. And every time a Westerner tries to make something based on Indian culture, they always screw it up. They always end up with a very cartoony or a very stereotypical view of India. And India is much broader and much richer than that, and no Western studio is ever going to be able to capture that. So I think not only for financial reasons and economic reasons is India going to be a huge center of gaming, but games then become cultural ambassadors. Games bring India to the rest of the world, and the people who work on those games end up really sharing their culture with people like me, people who haven't had the opportunity of living here for 3.5 years. People who maybe even come just for a vacation, but still only scratch the surface of what India truly is.